Hey everyone, and welcome to Hominid. This is a channel about optimizing human potential, and today we're going to be talking about the 3 questions that you can ask yourself to figure out what your purpose is. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and let's jump right into it. Okay, so this is my second time recording this because the first time I guess I didn't hit record. Whatever. Okay, so finding your purpose, the 3 questions. One of these isn't a question, by the way, but just bear with me. So, okay, first, why am I making this video? I'm making this video because I've struggled a lot with the concept of having a purpose. I have ADD, which basically means I can't focus on things. And what this means is that I am always doing a lot of different things, and it's hard for me to pick one thing to stick to. And so the concept of having a purpose really caught me up because I don't like the idea of just having to stick to one thing. And it's very difficult for me to figure out what that thing is. And so I wanted to share some of the things that I've learned on how to figure out what the thing is by combining many different things. But first, I'd like to say that purpose is not magic. It's not a predestined thing. It's not like a soulmate profession. It's not any of those things. It can change at different points in your life. You can have more than one purpose. You can. And it's just a guide. What I think of it as is just a guide for the path that you should follow in life. So the first question, this should be a question, but I forgot to make it a question basically. But just pretend it's a question. So, what are your strengths? Here's how you find what your strengths are. The first is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator Test. Now, this is a personality test developed by Myers-Briggs, and it's based on the work of Carl Jung, who is a famous psychologist, and I really like him a lot. He's got a lot of good ideas. You should read his books. And that'll help you figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are. It'll tell you about your personality. It'll tell you a lot of different things. It's really, really, really good test to take. The next is feedback analysis. So this is a concept that I first read about in the book Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. Basically, what he says to do is before you start a project, before you start anything, you, in a notebook, write down what your expectations are. And then 6 months later, or whenever you finish the project, you go back and you look at what you wrote down and you figure out, did I meet these expectations? Did I not meet these expectations? Why did I meet these expectations? Or why did I not meet the expectations? And this helps you figure out like what you did right, what you did wrong, and what your strengths and weaknesses are. And the final, most simple way to figure this out is obviously just ask people. Just ask people what they think your strengths and weaknesses are. And people will at first, they don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't want you to be mad at them for criticizing you. So what you want to do is you want to tell them, I'm not going to be mad at you for criticizing me. I'm asking you for this feedback to help me improve my life. Okay, so the next question, what do you enjoy? So what can you talk about for hours? For me, this would be, I could talk about psychology or personal development for hours. I could talk about music for hours. Those are just some of the things that I can talk about for hours and never get tired. So those are kind of some of my interests. Also, what helps you recharge? So after a long day, what activity helps you recharge versus what activity might drain you? So you want to focus on the activity that will help you recharge. And it has to be something that you've been into for a while. It can't be just like a new interest that might fade away, because you want to really be building something for the long term. You don't want something that's just going to last a week. And the final question, what is your communication style? So I don't really see many people talking about this, but basically, are you better at writing or are you better at speaking? Me personally, I'm better at writing, which is why I have this PowerPoint presentation here, because I could not give a speech without, having something to guide me or writing it out previously. But some people have this thing where they can just go up in front of crowds of people and just talk without even having anything prepared. And it blows my mind a little bit. I don't know how they do that. And the other part is, do you prefer formal communication or informal communication? Because you don't want to get yourself caught, like say, in an office job, if you don't like formal communication, because that's a formal environment. And you're just going to wear yourself out and you're going to hate your life. And you don't want that. That's very, very bad, obviously. And that's it. So what you want to do is you want to write all these things out. You want to make a list of all the ways that you can combine them. Just put them all in a pot and mix them together and make a stew. And that stew is your purpose. So also you can make a Venn diagram if you want to. That'll help you visualize it. But remember, don't limit yourself too much when you're making this list. Don't limit yourself by what other people will think of you. Don't limit yourself by what you think is practical. What you think is practical right now has no relation to reality, because you're just looking through the lens of what your life is right now. And it's what you think is practical right now might not be the same thing. I mean, you might have more that's practical in the future for you. So don't limit yourself. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So if you found this information helpful, please leave a like, leave a comment, and also please subscribe to this channel, because we're going to be releasing more videos like this in the future. And if you want to be awesome, subscribe, because people who subscribe to this channel are awesome. So yeah.